Hi guys, welcome to Drama in the Living Room with Newberry. Today I gave you an assignment about the given circumstances for the monologue that you've picked. So I'm going to give you an exemplar. I picked a monologue that I attached to the last assignment. It was a monologue about Superman, and this character was trying to convince the audience whom they were speaking to that Superman was not like the other superheroes because Superman's mythology is very different than them. This character believed that Superman's um, secret identity, his costume, the role he plays is actually Clark Kent. Whereas all the other superheroes, Batman puts on the costume to become Batman, Spider Man puts on the costume to become Spider Man, Superman puts on the glasses and the suit to become Clark Kent. So it's very interesting dynamic. So I'm going to go through the given circumstances, how I would analyze them, just to give you an example of what I'm looking for. So the first question is, who is this character? Now, I got this monologue from Kill Bill, but I'm interpreting the character in a different way. So for me, this character is a hardcore comic book nerd. She's very bright. She's very vocal. She's very outspoken. Reads comic books, graphic novels, not comic books. Reads graphic novels all the time, very passionate about it, probably artistic, likes to draw, make her own characters, possibly a bit introverted, doesn't necessarily talk about them too much, maybe in online communities or to friends that she trusts that are also into comic books. In terms of her looks, I kind of picture her wearing like old ripped jeans, Converse sneakers, probably like a hoodie, thick glasses like I had in the video because I wear thick glasses. And even though I wasn't wearing one, probably I would have her wearing a toque indoors because I feel like that's what this kind of character is. I feel that she would probably be maybe early 30s, which is a lot younger than I am, but that's okay. You can play characters younger, older, doesn't matter for the purposes of this assignment. Where this character is, I picture her in a very hipster coffee shop, not a Starbucks, independently owned coffee shop. So there's the smell of coffee in the air. There's the sound of the baristas steaming people's cappuccinos and things like that in the background. Lots of home baked goods on the counter. She's sitting at a little coffee table with a friend, in my interpretation, who's also interested in comic books, but she's trying to convince him. Actually, that's getting into motivation. So she's talking to him about comic books. What the character wants. The character wants to be recognized as a legitimate graphic novel authority. She wants her understanding and her knowledge of this genre to be recognized for what it is, instead of people brushing her off saying, yeah, it's just comic books. It doesn't really matter. It's not that important. To her, comic books are very important. And she wants her understanding and the depth of knowledge that she has of this genre to be recognized. For action, what she does to get what she wants is she sits down with this friend. She sits down with him and she tries to convince him by putting out a very well laid argument that she actually has put a lot of thought and analysis into these comic book characters, particularly the character of Superman. And she makes a very strong argument for her case, and she's trying to convince him. So this character talks to him in depth, finally opens up where she probably normally wouldn't talk to many people about this. She opens up about her thoughts of these characters with hopes that he'll understand and see that she knows what she's talking about. Obstacles standing in her way, I'd say, is the pervasive belief that comic books are for children. That there's not a lot of intelligence that goes on in graphic novels, that they're just pretty picture books without a lot of depth. Development, how she changes, the development and the discovery in this monologue, because it's so brief, it's going to be subtle, and you will probably find that in your monologues as well, because they're very brief monologues. You might not have a lot of development or discovery. How the character changes, I feel, as the monologue goes on, her confidence grows. So as she's talking, and she sees that her friend is giving her feedback, looking interested. She understands, oh, he is interested in what I'm saying. He does think I know what I'm talking about. And she gains confidence. What she learns that her voice has value, that other people will listen when she talks to them, because her voice is just as important as anyone else's on this subject in particular. So that's how I would interpret the given circumstances for this monologue. Feel free to do your response verbally, like I have, or to write out the responses. Either way is fine with me. I can mark both just as well. Okay, so enjoy, and thank you for tuning in to Drama in the Living Room with Newberry.